Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. So, we are back in the island of positivity, talking about good things, because we all love this game, or we would not still be playing it, let's be real. No one would still be playing this game if you did not enjoy what was going on. So, let's celebrate the good stuff and let's talk about why this one change could actually be the most important thing that they have done within this game ever. So, when you look at the event, you'll know that we have got 2 copies of Oni for free. This is something that started in the previous event, and I said back then that hopefully this was going to be a new normal. I didn't see any reason why they would give us 2 copies of Elena and then not do that going forward. A lot of people said, oh, they've done it because Elena's not hype and all the rest of it. That made no sense to me, because when you put a unit into the special summoning pool, you essentially assert a value for that unit, and at that point they basically said Elena is the same as Akuma, Evil Ryu, Gouken, all the rest of it. She has as much value because she costs the same amount of money to summon, whether it's tickets you get for free, whether it's tickets you buy, doesn't matter. She has the same value. So back then I said, hopefully we get that going forward. And as you can see above, we obviously have. We've got a copy of Oni in the first 2 stages of the event. So every player within the game is going to have this unit. Not only that, they then went ahead and also gave us the grant, okay? Now what this does is this allows, I want to say dolphins, who normally don't go too far, to get another 2 copies of this unit, which represents better value than they've ever done for new units being added to the game. Because normally when they add a new unit to the game, they do it via the mall, where you can go ahead and purchase additional copies. I mean, look right here, 1 copy of El Fuerte costs more than 2 copies of Oni. If you look here, 1 copy of Witch Jury costs like 3 times as much as 2 copies of Oni. So this guy costs around about £15 or dollars more than 2 copies of Oni. This unit here costs around about $65 or £65 more than Oni. So the actual pass 100% represents the cheapest way to get a new unit within the game, other than obviously summoning them for free using tickets, okay? Now, this, to me, is the single most significant and important change they've made to the game. Potentially going forward, hopefully going forward, I see no reason why it shouldn't be going forward. Because what they've done is they've established that if a unit is going to appear in the special summoning pool, that means we should have an event. And if we've got an event, we should now get a copy of that unit going forward, okay? Now if you pair that up with another change that they've recently made, they've started to give us the ability to earn Starlight Genesis event will give us Chaotic Starlight, and from logging in, they've now done it twice, so you have to imagine that's it now going forward, you now get Chaotic Starlight. So absolutely free to play. If I look at my account, I have got 3 of these Chaotic Starlights. There, 3 Chaotic Starlights, right? So, when we get things in future, like collabs come with an event. So what should happen, there's no reason for it not to happen, what should happen is, when we now get an event, every event, we should get 2 copies of the unit, and potentially, hopefully, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, a grant where we can purchase 2 additional copies of the unit. Meaning, if you want to, you would have the unit at S rank, without doing anything, without getting lucky in your summons, nothing like that, right? Have the unit at S rank. Now, the average player, not every player, the average player from each event is probably going to get anywhere in the range of 50 to 100 tickets. And during the event, if you're purchasing your free every single day, that's you potentially getting around about another 20 to 30. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's somewhere in that range. So within those say 80 to maybe 120 tickets, you would like to think or hope you would pull maybe 1 or 2 more copies of the unit, putting them up to S+, right? In the past, that would have been, great, I've got another unit clogging up my box, what am I going to do? Well, as long as the game keeps going, now the game does have a 3-year plan, minimum, right? Whether it stays the course, we don't know, right? But if we stay positive, if the game's going to stay the course, it essentially means that with this one change to the game, over time, every player has the ability to get these limited collab units up to usable levels, because we've got these starlights. We don't know how often they're going to give us additional ones, but with us having at least one event per month, and with this probably happening bi-monthly if we look at how long it lasts, it means that every single player within the game is going to have the ability to get the unit up to a usable level. It also means that for the health of the game, obviously, people need to spend. That just needs to happen. It needs to happen. Doing things like this is likely to make people who were on the fence, didn't want to spend on high value packs, this is a kind of jumping on point for them. And it is more likely to stimulate growth within the game's spending economy, which we all need as players if we want this game to survive long term. So making this one simple change is something that I think is going to make that happen. Now, what I hope is Topjoy or Crunchyroll or whoever, they see this and they see this performing well. And in future, I mean, if they still want to do this, it's fine, they can do it, right? I don't really care, people will skip it if they want. Instead of doing this, when you add a divination unit, okay, every time you add a new divination unit, they should add a new grant that gives us 2 copies of the unit. Because this 100% will stimulate people purchasing, and it's in all of our interests for that to happen. So I hope they learn that as players, we appreciate when we get free stuff. We do, right? When it comes to divination units, I would love it if we could get 2 free copies like we do with special summoning units now, right? The problem is, divination units don't come with an event. So how they would do it, I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing, right? I can't really see a way that they would implement that. Maybe leaderboards for whatever event is running that week. Something, I don't know, but if they could actually do that for every new unit in the game, it would not negate the fact that a better pity would be nice, right? But it would certainly make people feel a little bit more rewarded, make people feel like they're actually getting units, they've got a chance to grow units. If they're spenders, they've got a chance to grow that unit without spending $1,000 or whatever. So if we're going to get what I think we're going to get next, which I've spoke about enough, you can go and watch another video, but if we're going to get that next, then for me, the new event giving us 2 copies of one of those units would be absolutely fantastic. Having things like Starlight that we can put into those units to eventually make them actually members of our squads that are going to be used regularly is absolutely fantastic. And I just want to say, Topjoy, if you watch this video, this is a good decision. Stick with it, stay the course, keep doing it. Every time you've got a new event, make sure you are giving us all a free copy of the unit as event rewards. It's a good standard that you've set, and hopefully going forward it's a standard that you continue, and I'm sure you'll soon see that players are grateful and will reward you in kind by supporting the game a little bit more. So overall, big thumbs up. I just want to say, stick with it. I'm glad it wasn't just a case of she wasn't that hype, we won't do it for a hype unit. Oni's a hype unit, they've done it. It looks to me as though this is the new standard. I'm all for it. Praise be the lords of gacha. Thank you, Topjoy. Keep it going. Anyway, I've been Hayzink, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one. Peace.